The subject of Lecture 5 is strategy implementation, which looks at how organizations execute a strategy after it's been formulated. The two readings shown on slide 2 are an overview of McKinsey's 7S framework and an HBR reading on strategy execution. For the McKinsey reading, you'll see a link to a podcast that gives some helpful additional background. The 7S framework is a classic strategic management tool that emphasizes the importance of coordination in effectively implementing strategy. The framework builds on years of prior research into organizational design and effectiveness, and there are a number of conclusions from that research. One is that there is no one best way to organize. Any given structure might be appropriate for one organization, but not necessarily for another. An effective organization should be aligned with its environment. Many interrelated elements go into an organization, and each element contributes to organizational effectiveness. The 7S framework identifies 7 key elements: strategy, structure, systems, staff, skills, style, and shared values. And each element should be consistent with and reinforce the other elements. The element of strategy is about how to achieve competitive advantage. What are the sources of competitive advantage? What are the key strategic priorities? Structure is about specialization and division of tasks and people and distribution of authority. What is the structural form? Functional, divisional, matrix, and network are 4 basic forms. What is the degree of centralization or decentralization? Systems are all the processes and procedures used to manage the organization, not just information systems. What are the management systems the top management team uses? And does the organization have all the systems it needs to run the business? Staff refers to the people that make up the organization. How are people recruited and developed? What is the background of the management team? In which areas of the organization might you find the strongest or weakest leaders? Skills are the organization's distinctive competencies. In which activities is the organization particularly effective, and which capabilities should either be developed or unlearned in the future? Style is about both the top management's leadership style and the overall operating style of the organization. Is decision-making more participatory or top-down? Do managers spend more of their time in formal meetings or informal conversations? Shared values is about the core values widely shared throughout the organization. Is there a shared sense of vision and mission, for example? And which issues receive the most or least management attention? The HBR reading on successful strategy execution is based on prior research into understanding which specific actions most effectively enable strategy implementation. And the conclusion is that 2 levers matter most: clarifying decision rights, specifying who owns each decision and who needs to provide input, and ensuring information flow, making sure key information about the competitive environment flows quickly to corporate headquarters. And these 2 areas should be addressed first, and only then should organizational structures be altered and incentives realigned to support those areas. So to sum up Unit 5, effective strategy implementation is not just about choosing an organizational structure. It's about coordination and internal alignment among different organizational elements. And decision rights and information flow are 2 critical levers for implementation.